One, two, three. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Orange County.
Thank you so much, Bill. That was great. Thank you so much. And good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Orange County. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, we're glad that you tuned in. Before we get started today, I'd like to okay. I'm sorry. I was looking for our vision and mission statement. We'd like to affirm our vision and mission statement. Centered in divine love, we joyfully co-create a world that works for all. And our mission statement, to awaken, inspire, and transform lives. And at this time, I'd like to acknowledge those that are making this service possible. Bill on piano. We have Tom on audio, Waverly streaming, John on camera, and today Reverend Allison will be reading the daily word and meditation. And Reverend Arlene is on a well-deserved vacation this week, so Reverend Annie will be giving our speech today. Thank you so much, Reverend Annie. We really appreciate that. My name is Tina, and I am your platform lead. So today for our announcements, Gratitude Circle will meet today at 11:45 to 12:45 on Zoom. And next week is our very important town hall meeting. And that will be June the 6th at 11. And we will be live and Zoom. So please be sure to come. And this is your spiritual community, and we would love your input. And we need your input and your vision. So please bring to the church or email unityoforangecounty@gmail.com 3 visions that you would like us to hold for the future of Unity of Orange County. Our class, the book discussion group, The Intuitive Way by Penny Pierce, will be this Wednesday at, doesn't tell me, 6:30? 6:30. Very good. And that is on Zoom. And so for a full listing of all of our upcoming activities, please go to our website at unityoforangecounty.org to the calendar. And our Zoom ID is 818-8859-3747. So at this time, I'd like to invite Reverend Allison for our meditation.
Good morning. The daily word for Sunday, May 30th, 2021, inner peace. Peace grows within me as I remain centered in God. Inner peace, the peace of God that my words can only begin to describe, does not depend on outer circumstances. Peace does not come from any external source. It arises from within me. At a place in consciousness, sometimes called the center of my being, peace, like all qualities of God, await for me to recognize and claim it. I claim inner peace when I remember the truth that God's presence is always within me. As I center my awareness in the divine presence within, peace soothes my feelings and restores order to my thoughts. I move through all circumstance with calm assurance. Peace grows within me as I remain centered in God. Every event of my day contributes to the calm and the peace of my soul. And the scripture today is Isaiah 26, chapter 3. Those of steadfast mind you keep in peace, and in peace because they trust in you. Now, if we just want to take a moment and get ready for our meditation, I invite you to find a comfortable place to sit, put your feet on the floor preferably, and just begin to take your healing breath. As we share this moment in this sacred opportunity, it's a calling to uplift our consciousness with that of the world through this meditation. This is our divine purpose as we settle into this time. We feel a quickening of spirit now as we let go of any heaviness, tension, or concern. We breathe into the very depths of our souls. In doing so, we feel the presence of God within as life, energy, enthusiasm, and power. As we center ourselves in this moment and this love, we open up to God and we open our hearts to peace. Peace, be still. We allow these words to echo in our minds and hearts, drawing our attention inward. Let us claim and command this peace within us right now. Let us now let random thoughts cease and emotions dissipate. Our hearts and our minds are as tranquil as the glassy surface of water stretching beneath a cloudless sky. Comforted and secure, we realize that no storm can disturb us when we are centered in this moment with the One. With Spirit as our guide, we make life-enriching choices. We open ourselves up to that divine direction. In these precious moments, we do so with a receptive heart. And we align ourselves with that perfect wisdom and tap into the flow of divine ideas. Spirit is our ever-present guide, inspiring us to do right action. Now is our time to rest in the quiet confidence, knowing that creativity and good judgment are ours. The answers we desire will emerge at the right place, in the right time, and in the right way. We claim these truths right now as we relax in this moment. Our bodies are made in the image and likeness of God, perfect in every way. If we held other perceptions, we release them now. And as we affirm wholeness for ourselves in this moment, we realize our full potential is a beautiful expression of divine life and energy. We praise our bodies for the incredible vehicles that they are. In truth, we are the embodiment of health. Let us take a moment to focus on the divine energy inhabiting every cell, moving through every vessel, and building every tissue. We give thanks for the miraculous functions of our bodies that they perform on a daily basis. And we affirm this wholeness as we return to the silence. Now let's take a moment and focus on the light of abundance that is always shining, even it is cloudily obscured from our view. We embrace the good of our lives and in ourselves, and we give thanks for our many blessings. Through our attitude of gratitude, we fully connect with God, our source of prosperity, and we are lifted to a higher purpose. We envision the good we desire and trust that new avenues of prosperity are opening up to us. In the assurance of continuous abundance, we rest in this moment. In the silence, we pray for peace, for the joining of nations, for the love of each other, with the gift of patience, so never again do we have to pack up arms to bring each other the senseless harm. We pray for the men and women and children too, who give our lives in their pursuit, that we can be free and live as one, which God intended when life began. So as we offer this prayer of peace on earth, don't pick a country, religion, or race. Always remember that united with God, we all carry His face. And during this time of united prayer, we can allow the divine presence within greater expression of peace and understanding to come through us right now. We are all children of God, and we hold a vision of peace for our global family. We create a spiritual outreach of goodwill and harmony. And we see people of all nations blessed by the divine love as we affirm lasting peace among our human family. In this faith, we can return to the silence and envision a world of peace. And as we gently begin to bring our awareness back to this time and place, keep the insights that we have received in this time of meditation. Keep them close in your hearts. And let's give thanks for the precious gifts of Spirit, for they will continue to empower us in our daily activities. And so it is.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. Good is it Memorial Day. Memorial Day. When I was preparing for the talk, it occurred to me that this was a Memorial Day weekend, and what I thought I'd do was do a tribute to the memory of so many people that have lost their lives or have given up their lives for freedom, for justice, for social causes, for whatever. I don't know about you, but during this last year, I lost quite a few family members that I really didn't get a chance to say goodbye to. I did a couple of Zoom memorial services, and there was something still unsettled with me. And so as I was preparing my talk today, I thought before I get into the talk itself, I would do some tributes to the memory of your loved ones, my loved ones, and for the nation as a whole. Because what we're seeing right now is a call for love. It's a call for peace. It's a call for oneness. And it's also a call for remembrance. So this Memorial Day prayer, remembering that there is one life, we breathe in love and we breathe out love. We breathe in love and we breathe out love, and every breath is a reminder that our life, the life of the divine, our life is the life of the divine made manifest. And there are people all over the planet who have breathed out their last breath in service to love that they have for people around the world, whether it's in war or civil service. People have been willing to fight for justice, for that which is right. They have been willing to fight for freedom and for their own lives. And they have breathed out their last physical breath. And while we know that their spirit goes on into a greater yet to be, and they thrive and flourish in that place. In this place here, they made the ultimate sacrifice, laying their lives down for some idea of honor, of courage, of service, of justice, even peace. So let us take a moment of deep silence in memory and honor of those lives that have been lost. And I'd also like to offer up a poem, and it's called We Remember Them. At the rising of the sun and its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and the chill of winter, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and the rebirthing of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of the skies and the warmth of the summer, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and the beauty of autumn, we remember them. As long as we live, they live as well. For they are now a part of us as we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joy we crave to share, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. So, That is my Memorial Day tribute, and I brought to heart one of my younger sisters who passed away from COVID-19, so I remember her as well. So my talk for today is just like me. And you're probably thinking, well, how are you going to be just like me? Well, especially if you don't look like me. And especially if you don't sound like me. And especially if you didn't come from the same part of town that I came from. And especially a whole bunch of other stuff. How is it that you can be just like me? Well, I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you plain and simple. You are just like me, and I am just like you. We are made, and the reason I can say that is I've got it on good authority, that I am created in the image and likeness of the One. So if I am created in the image and likeness of the One, and you are making that same claim, you are just like me, and I am just like you. And so we're going to be talking about that and how, because sometimes, and I have to admit, sometimes I have trouble seeing me and some of the behavior that I see. But if I am you and you are me, then I ask myself, why am I acting like that? Why am I acting like that? If I am one with all people and I am one with you and you are exhibiting some bad behavior, I have to ask myself, why am I acting like that? And so that is my call, and that's an invitation that I would invite all of us to entertain as we talk about this just like me. So I found a mantra on the minister's listserv that I'd like to read to get this process in motion. And I can guarantee you, I'm going to make a promise that by the end of this service today, you are going to have some ideas that you will not be able to contain your enthusiasm when you walk out that door, because you're going to be seeing people just like you. So this is a mantra that I use, and excuse me, I'll take a sip of water. Just like me, you are seeking some happiness in your life. Now, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. I'm just going to keep going for a little bit longer. Just like me, you are trying to avoid suffering in your life. Just like me, you have known sadness. Just like me, you want to be loved. Just like me, you were once an innocent child. Just like me, you are on a spiritual journey. So that is my challenge for me, and it's my challenge for all of us. If we can start from a place where we are the same and keep our divine self focused on that, it doesn't matter what color my skin is. It doesn't matter whether your pants are too tight or what I think about your pants being too tight. It doesn't matter which side of town you live on. It doesn't matter. Because we really are one. And I tell you another thing. This is really interesting because what we're seeing in the world today is a very, very strong attempt to make us separate from each other. And that just can't be. We can't allow that. We have too much of a head start in the right direction to allow our bad behavior to change the course of society today. And I tell you something, and these are the points that we can start with. We're all human beings. Some of us are spiritual beings and human beings, and we say all of that, having this experience. But let's start at the human level, because that seems to be where we are stuck, at the human level. So just basic stuff. all of us were born with 2 legs, or 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears. I don't know of anyone that has more than 2 eyes, or anyone that has more than 2 ears. I don't know of anyone who doesn't drink water when they're thirsty. I don't know of anyone who doesn't feel pain when they stomp their toe in the middle of the night, which I did just recently, and I still feel it. So, but we have to start at these, very basic stuff. In the beginning, before there was hatred, before there was discrimination, before there was this human creation of separateness, Spirit held an idea inside of itself. And it says in Scripture, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And God said, let us make man in our own image and likeness. Well, who is he talking to? He's talking to creation. And who is creation? We. We are creation. So God said, let us create man in our own image and likeness. And that's how we got started, friends. We got started being created in the image and likeness of God. And somewhere along the line, we forgot about who we really are, and we got afraid, we got nervous, we got territorial, we got any place that we could go to separate us from us. And there really is no place for us to go except for to the mirror when we really want to see who we are and who we are reflecting. When we go to the mirror is reflecting back to us way more than what our physical eyes are seeing. That mirror is reflecting that innerness within us. And if you want to test it out, next time you go to the mirror, instead of looking yourself down, look yourself up. Look yourself up the way Spirit sees you. Look from your heart space. And in that heart space, move your gaze up to your eyes and look yourself in the eye. And see, who do you remind yourself of? Is that really the you that you want to see? Is that really the me that you want me to see when you're looking at you, looking at me, looking at you? I can't stop now. I'm sorry. So basically, this is the premise. And what I'm talking about is a sense of oneness and a sense of connection. And what I know for sure is that it is very difficult for me to feel connected to another person if I don't feel connected with myself. So who is this self that I want to get so connected with that when you look in the mirror, you just see me? You bypass yourself and you see me. Well, that person that I see, that I want to see, is that image and likeness of God. That person who wakes up and starts my day with love. That person who doesn't begin the day with the news, because that sets another tone for the day. So we're going to stay with us right now. And how do we get to leave here today answering the call that everyone is just like me? So my favorite husband has this thing that he does. He is my favorite. What he does is he listens very keenly. And if you ever meet my husband, he will have a lasting impression on you, because what he does is he listens to what you're saying. If you say you're from San Francisco Or you grew up in San Francisco. Oh, you know what? I grew up in San Francisco. I know this street and that street and that street. And he goes on and he makes that connection. If you say your last name is Johnson, well, you know what? My family had people with that last name. If you say you play football, well, one of his sons played professional football. So if you like football, my husband will not let you out of his presence until he has made a connection with you. And that is a very, very powerful tool. And I don't even know if he really realizes what he's doing, but I caught on to it, and it's a pretty darn neat idea, the way he does that. He just connects. You know, even if you're bald, you know, he'll say, well, you know, there's some people in my family that are bald. So there's that connection. So I just love it when he does that. So he does that as a way of making a connection. So there's another story that I want to share with you. And this is a story that was told by Alan Cohen in one of his books, where he talked about a particular conference that he went to. And a former American soldier who served in the Vietnam War stood up and shared about his journey he called it his journey to enlightenment. He said he served in the Vietnam War, and he recalled a time when he used to go through the pockets of the Vietnam soldiers that he had killed to find valuables. And one day, he found a picture of a soldier's wife and children that were in his pocket. And he said, that was a game changer for me. The person that had been killed is a person just like me, that has a wife, that has a child, and has a family just like my own. And he said, I could not do this anymore. I had to ask for a transfer. I couldn't do this anymore. He just said, I can't do it. I got to be transferred. So what I believe and what this soldier's journey tells is that this soldier awakened from this, I call it a trance of separation, in that particular moment, to the awareness that that soldier was another real person, a real human being, a divine being, just like him. And this soldier awakened to compassion, that awareness that connected him with this soldier. He connected with the sacredness of life itself. And that's what we're called to do. That's what this message is about, is that call to sacredness, which we all want. I believe that you want that call to sacredness just like I do. I want that call to sacredness. That's why I show up. That's why you show up. And we get reminders, the mission statement that we recite every single day. Those aren't just words that we recite because they were thought up. These are words, these are seeds that are being planted in the depths of our soul. And the way these seeds get watered is we come and we fellowship with each other. We fellowship with like-mindedness. We say, I am you, you are me. There's a song, we are one, I am you, you are me. And in this unit, we all live in harmony and peace has come because we are one. So that interchange of consciousness demands an outer change. There was no other choice for this soldier getting back to that. And you know, this is such a powerful metaphor or awakening to what goes on in most of us all the time. When we think about other people as less than we are, when we condone them, when we judge them, what we do is we cultivate within our own selves an atmosphere of hatred, of emotions that are ultimately self-destructive. We literally explode from the inside out. And it affects everything and everyone around us. We can see this metaphor of explosion outward, with the killing of innocent people, with ostracizing people because they're from a different country, with ostracizing people because they live on a different side of town, with ostracizing people because of their political affiliations. Ostracize. We keep doing this, and we keep creating ways of pushing us away from us. And we got to stop it. We just have to stop it. Even if you have to do something like what I do. When I see behavior that I don't like, again, I say, well, why am I acting like that? If that person is me, then I need to call me to the side and have a conversation with me. Because otherwise, those feelings are going to fester, and there's going to be hatred, there's going to be resentment, there's going to be blame, and there might be a situation. And we don't want that. We see enough of that already. So compassion is a word for today. So let's talk a little bit more about compassion for yourself and for others. And I had a situation, I have lots of situations. I had this situation just recently where I got into an email altercation with someone, and it wasn't nice. And I didn't like it. But, I had that inertia going. I was really ticked off. And I wanted to hurt her. The human me wanted to hurt, not physically hurt, but inflict hurt the way I was hurting. And I was in this for a while. And I wanted to get out of it because I knew the nature of me was not what I was projecting. So I called someone. I called someone that I know very well, who is rooted and grounded in spiritual principles. And I said to her, this is what's going on. I need you to help me get back to my right mind. Because right now, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling hurt, and I feel like I need to hurt somebody back. So please, talk to me. Tell me who I am. Tell me who I am. And tell me again and again and again until I can feel compassion for this person. And it took a while because I was steep in it. And I wanted to feel validated or vindicated. So I was steep in it. So we had the conversation. And I got to a place where I could feel compassion, because what I said was, this person, just like me, is a human being. This person, just like me, probably is experiencing sadness right now. This person, just like me, feels like her only recourse is to be mean and to be nasty and say stuff. Just like me, I have felt that way. This person, just like me, is on a spiritual journey. And when I do stuff like this, it's like, I use a metaphor of a glass of muddy water. If the glass is full of mud, and if you pour clean water into the glass, if you keep pouring the clean water in, eventually all the dirt and everything that's in the bottom will make its way to the top, and you continue to do that, then you get clear water. Well, we can use that same analogy or metaphor for our meditation and our prayer. We can affirm that just like me, this person is on a spiritual journey. Just like me. Because when I'm saying that, I am getting past the 5 sensory data input. Because as long as I stay grounded in 5 senses, that's all I'm ever going to get. That's all we can get. We have to, the veil has to be lifted so that we can move into living this life that we are created here to do. So if we start with the premises, just like me, we know that everyone really is doing the best they can with what they have. in the time that they have. Now, it may not seem like it, but we don't get to judge anymore, or we shouldn't get to judge anymore. Some things we just have to accept, that this person is just like me, and I can have compassion for that person. And knowing that they are doing the absolute best that they can do. And you know, that's really, really a nice way to get started on this whole thing about compassion and love and all the stuff that we want at this moment in time, at this point in space. And I tell you, I don't know how many human years it takes for us to get this. I don't, because it's been years and some have gotten it and some haven't. And so here we are again. So we have practices to do that can keep us on this journey. And I spoke a little bit about compassion and some of the spiritual practices that we can do when we connect with that unseen. The seen is not so bad. The unseen is the love. When we connect with that and we stay with that, it gives us some fuel to keep this human machine going as we go through our day. So we have spiritual practices that we talk about, and one of them is prayer. And I don't know about you, but when I pray, I don't pray to my neighbor who looks differently from me. When I pray to a source that has the power, the presence, the activity, the know-how to answer my prayer. I pray to a source that knows me as its creation. And when I pray to that source about another aspect of me which showed up as you, I am saying to my source, I'm showing up in an ugly way right now. Help me, inspire me to change my direction so that I don't spend half my day trying to get over some resentment, some hurt, or something. Help me with that. And I can do stuff like say some affirmations. And affirmations are tricky, I gotta tell you. And I say they're tricky because if you make an affirmation, I don't care how beautiful it is, if there's something within you that conflicts with that affirmation, it is not going to go anyplace. It's not. And so the idea is to connect with a power greater than you are that knows a truth that is, I was going to say more truer, but a truth that is at the center of everybody's being. See, I believe that same God, presence, spirit that dwells in me, dwells in everybody here. And I know it. And I see it sometimes because most of the time in this center, actually almost all the time, we let it show. We hug each other. Well, we don't, not so much anymore. We do virtual hugs. We greet each other. We smile. And I got to tell you, one of the greatest joys that I'm getting coming to this center now with the COVID is being able to look in people's eyes. It's been said that the eyes are the windows to the soul. When we can look in somebody's eyes and feel the presence within them, that you can't hate them. You can't be upset with them. It's just impossible. That is just not the way spirit works. Spirit does not work against itself. It doesn't create conflict within itself. So this looking into people's eyes and connecting with other people, even if it's just for a moment, is a starting point for us. And when I look in people's eyes, I can see sincerity, I can see love, I can see joy, I can see peace. And if I don't see it, I can remind myself that it's there anyway. And so looking into people's eyes, being love, being kind to people, saying hello to somebody, even if they don't say hello back, say hello, smile. Even if they don't smile back, smile. Be curious. I said my husband is so curious about people. Excuse me. He will find something that he can identify with because he's that curious. And curiosity can extend far beyond that. I can be curious with the person that sent me the ugly email. I can be curious to say, well, I did say, I don't see myself that way. I know that what you put in this email is in conflict with the idea I have of myself. So that part's not true. But did I say something to you to cause you to have the thought that I was something separate than you are? And be curious about it. I wonder why she's acting that way. I wonder, and just being curiosity, not to the point of judging what someone is doing, but from that place of opening and being aware. And being kind. There's a Buddhist mantra. I am filled with loving kindness. I am happy. I am peaceful and at ease. I am well. And then we extend that out to the other person. You are filled with loving kindness. You are happy. You are peaceful. You at ease. And may you be well. And these are the kinds of little snippets along the way that can help us along the way. And being kind. And we never know what an act of kindness means to another person. We never know what our actions, how they might affect another person. There's a story that it's been around for a long time. A lot of ministers use this story, so you probably heard it before. It has to do with two boys who were walking home from school one day. And one of the boys was kind of a nerdy kid. He was carrying all of his books home on a Friday. So the second boy thought, why would anybody bring all of his books home on a Friday? He must really be a nerd. The second boy had planned a weekend of fun. He was a social guy. He was involved in the football team, and he had lots of friends. And so he was kind of watching this nerdy kid, thinking, this kid, wow, what kind of a life does he really have, carting all those books home on a weekend? Well, then he saw some bullies come along, and they knocked the nerdy boy's books to the ground, all over the ground. And then his glasses went flying, and one of the kids stepped on his glasses. And the second boy approached the nerdy boy, and he saw the sadness and the hurt in this boy's eyes as he looked over, and he said, those guys were jerks. Let me help you. Let me help you with your books. The other boy picked up his books, and he said to the nerd, what are you going to do for the weekend? Are you planning to study all weekend? The nerdy boy said no. He didn't really have much to say. And so the social boy said, well, look, I'm going to go to a party this weekend. Why don't you come with me? And so he gets the nerdy kid engaged, and they share experiences. And then the two become friends all through high school. And as it turns out, the nerdy boy became the valedictorian of the class of on that graduation day. The boy is getting ready to speak, and the first boy says, graduation is a time to thank those who helped you make it through the past years, your parents, your teachers, your siblings, and your friends. And I am here to tell all of you that being a friend to someone is the best gift you can give them. He said, I want to tell you a story. The young man goes on to say that on that particular Friday, he had cleared out his locker because he had intended to commit suicide, and he didn't want his mother to have to go through his locker. So he said, thanks to some bullies who knocked my books down and broke my glasses, a new friend came to my life, and the kindness that he showed me saved my life. So this is yet another call for us to be kind. And I know I'm preaching to the choir because everybody here is kind, and I know that. And I know people watching on YouTube, I know you're kind as well. So we just have to spread this word that we have to be kind. And we have to see ourselves the same as everybody else. No matter how much we try, we are just like each other. I have another story I want to share with you. And this has to do with when I went on a retreat probably 15, 20 years ago when I first got into this philosophy. And there were a whole bunch of practitioner students, and we went on this weekend retreat. And I had a really bad attitude. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to go because I had to take time off from work. And I was just not in a good place. And so we have all these 15 practitioners in a circle. And so we're in the circle, and I've been listening to these people, for a long time, and I am just irking. I'm just irritated because every time somebody spoke, that was more indication to me that I was not like them. Somebody else will speak, I'm not like them. And so I already knew that I was not like anybody else in that group. And so we had this exercise that we did where we all formed a circle. And the facilitator, we formed a circle, and she said, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to call out some questions, and if you fit that question, you step in the middle of the circle. So it went like, anyone who's an only child, step out of the big circle and into the little circle. So a couple of people stepped up. Anybody who, did I lose my sound?
Off your ear. Your microphone's off your ear.
Well, then, okay. How's that? Okay, that's better.
Yep.
So anyhow, so you missed the whole story, right? No, just kidding. So what happened was, all these people that I didn't want to be like, I ended up having something in common with every person. By the end of the exercise, there was nobody in the outer circle. Everybody had gotten into the inner circle. And it took all of that for me to get to the place to where I knew that I had a chip on my shoulder, and I needed to get that chip off my shoulder so that I could be just like everybody else. And one of the people in that group over 25 years ago is still, well, that is my prayer partner now. We've been prayer partners for all those years. So again, we never know the impact of any of our action. We may not see the impact of it today, but the impact can be lasting for a long time. See, I believe that everybody matters to God. I believe everybody matters to God. I believe that they always have been, and they always will matter to God. So the call for today is to cultivate compassion again, to cultivate kindness again, to cultivate peace again. And thank you, Reverend Allison, for that wonderful meditation. It was just perfect to go along with this talk. So as we come to the close of the service, I want to do an exercise. I'm going to call it a spiritual exercise. And it goes like this. So what I want you to do is bring somebody to mind, someone that you may have a little bit of difficulty liking, or someone that you may have a conflict with, and just take a moment and bring that person to mind. And notice how your body feels when you bring this person to mind. And when you get that person in mind, I want you to say, this person has a body just like me. This person has a mind just like me. This person has feelings, emotions, and thoughts just like me. This person has at some point in his or her life been sad, disappointed, angry, hurt, or confused. Just like me. This person has, in his or her life experienced physical and emotional suffering. Just like me. This person has experienced moments of peace, joy, and happiness. Just like me. This person wishes to have fulfilling relationships just like me. This person wishes to be healthy and loved just like me. And as you hold this person into your mind, send them good wishes. Say to them, may you be well. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may your life be at ease. And you can release this person and know that you have made a sacred cosmic connection with someone you may have not thought that you made that connection with before. Every action has a reaction, and the actions that we do today ripple out into the world. So I call for you to be of good courage, to be of good cheer, to be bold, to be great, to be the great person that you are, to demonstrate in physical form what we truly are. And know that right where we are, the Creator is. We have nothing to fear. We have nothing to be angry about. We have nothing to resent. We have nothing to blame. We have opportunities to let our true light shine. We have opportunities to let your light shine, to let my light shine, to be all that we can possibly be in this world. And in closing, I'd like to read, this is something that came from Marianne Williamson. And she said, "It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measures. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You and me and everybody else, we are children of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in one of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bill. That was great. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Danny. That was wonderful. Good reminder that I am like you. Yes. Here at Unity, we believe in 5 basic principles. They are: 1, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And 5, I do and give my best by living the truth that I know I make a difference. And we also believe in the principle of giving and receiving. So we want to thank you for donating to our spiritual community. Our church is supported by donations. We are particularly dependent right now on donations since we don't have income from rentals or classes, and all donations are tax deductible. So we have great ways for you to donate. You can visit our website and click on the donation button, or click the donation button that will give you the option of having a donation every time, every month, or every week. That's the easiest way to do that. You can send a text to 77977 and type Unity of OC Give in the message. Of course, mail a check to Unity of Orange County at 23181 Verdugo Drive on Suite 103B in Laguna Hills. Or if you're here today, you can leave your gifts in the box as you exit the sanctuary. But your committed contributions allows Unity of Orange County to more efficiently manage the daily operations supporting our Sunday service, ministries, administration, and operations. So let's put our hands together to affirm our giving prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we always give and receive in love. So now let us close this service with our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And have a wonderful week. And we'll see you next week. Don't forget our town hall meeting. Thank you so much, everybody.